Pani break khadam. Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome to Chalchitra Talks.
Yeah.
Vaani is busy with wake up. We'll start shortly. Sorry, I mean Vaibhav. Someone is saying in the comments. सही है guys. सीख गए आप. Hi Vaani, how are you? Welcome to Chalchitra Talks.
Thank you.
कैसी रही आपकी इतनी दूर और ऐसे टायरिंग जर्नी किताबी कैबिन से चलचित्र तक आने की? सुबह से सुबह आप निकले किताबी से
I
और
got
अब चल.
tired. I'm so exhausted.
Yeah.
Oof.
Right.
Salman
So
Khan said, कितना काम करते oh, he said कितना काम करो. I was going to say कितना काम करती हूँ मैं यार.
या बीच में आपने ब्रेक वगैरह भी लिया सुबह यू वर इन वन टाउन नाउ यू आर इन अनदर
And then
टाउन.
रात को also I was streaming.
रात को यू वर आल्सो स्ट्रीमिंग.
Guys,
ओ
you better like the stream.
यू बेटर लाइक द स्ट्रीम गाइस. वानी मतलब इतने सारे स्ट्रीम कर रही हैं एंड
Yeah.
वी नीड टू लाइक अप्रिशिएट इट एंड वानी की वानी बहुत सही है. विवेक भट्टी सिंह.
Thank you.
नाइस विवेक. सो गाइस आप जल्दी से हमें कमेंट्स में बता दो डिनर में क्या खा रहे हो एंड वानी व्हाट आर यू हैविंग फॉर डिनर.
I'm yet to make dinner.
Yeah, I tuned into your stream in the morning. I really,
Really?
really liked it.
I
Yeah,
like how I had looked up a lot of recipes in the morning. And जैसे like the recipes of the thing we were making in the morning, and eventually as soon as I started streaming I forgot completely what I was supposed to do, and I liked how everyone in the comment section, especially Piyu and I think there was this another really nice lady, they helped me out. And also, so like they were giving me recipe tips, like they were like, don't do this, do this, and I was like, hey, should I do
yeah.
this, can I do this? And they're like, no, 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 this is not what it is about.
No, but like I really liked the vibe you have. इस मतलब कि आप
Yeah.
ऐसे तो
It's for
एक.
bachelors who are figuring out healthy breakfast. I think
Yeah,
we cracked the tagline today.
yeah. But नहीं, and I like कि आप genuinely you are into it like the morning
Yeah.
streams, right? तो काफी like एक बार अपन बात भी कर रहे थे and you are like कि what keeps you going? Web Thursday morning streams.
That keeps me moving in life.
Yeah, nice, but it's so nice and like I'm glad like you. अरे यार वो बहुत मेरे को इतनी फील आती है ना that you figured that like kind of कि यार इस ये तो it is your selfish thing no कि ये तो है this is my thing that I do right जहाँ पे आप अपने
Yeah, I
स्टाइल में कर रहे
remember
हो.
before we started the morning streams, I was just not in the mood to stream. And
Yeah,
I told you, like, hey, I think I'm done with streaming.
फिर एक
And
फरिश्ता आया उड़ता हुआ ऐसी टेढ़ी मेढ़ी दाढ़ी वाला and
you're
and
like, why don't you
फरिश्ता.
stream in the mornings? And I was like, I can try.
एंड देन वानी उस दिन भी रात स्ट्रीम कर रही होती है मॉर्निंग में जिस दिन रात को देन एवरीवन इज लाइक यार ये सही है यार.
Yeah, we also crack like, oh, when we finish a few streams, we'll make dinner also eventually. So like there will be one evening stream sometime soon.
देन
So
we'll also get वानी टू सेकंड लास्ट सपर एंड वहां पे आप एक सपर शो चालू कर सकते हो.
second last supper. Oh, that is what second last supper is actually supposed like. That
और
was
आप
the
सेकंड लास्ट सपर पे द लास्ट सपर एक शो चालू कर सकते हो
yeah.
वानी.
Oh,
और
I
उसमें
need this for that.
और उसमें आप लाइक ऐसे थोड़ा इसके लिए जूम आउट करते हैं. आपके हाथ ऐसे होने चाहिए और यहाँ पे चार ऐसे दिशा पथिक वगैरह यहाँ पे तैयब वगैरह और मैं ऐसे साइड से पीछे से झांक रहा हूँ. वो होता है ना एक जो बिल्कुल लास्ट
Wait,
सफर.
you want to do it? We can do it once a month, and then we just need to figure out a guest every month.
या
But
या
nobody wants to come to Chandigarh. Actually, sad thing.
या नो इट्स ओके वो तो आ जाएंगे सब.
Yeah.
सोहम दास दिशाहीन स्ट्रीम के बहुत बड़े फैन हैं और लाइक अब ही मैसेजेस मी एंड
I
समवन एल्स
like
कि यार.
how the Shaheen streams के fans are just coming for us every time we go live.
No, they actually message me also कि हम लाल ओमनी भिजवा देंगे आपको पकड़ने के लिए अगर आप उनको स्ट्रीम नहीं करने बिकॉज दे आर लाइक कि हाइलाइट्स क्यों डाल रहा हूँ मैं उनको स्ट्रीम भी करते हुए देखूंगा.
Yeah.
सो बट किसी ने लिखा यार ये कितने औसम है. आइस पिंक हार्ट शेप आई एम.
Oh, you're reading the comments here, no? That is what like doesn't show you emojis. For emojis, you have to go in the live chat.
इट रिमाइंड्स मी ऑफ दिस वन कॉमेडियन जो एक बार कोई चैट में एक प्लांट इमोजी ना ऐसे वॉइस उसके थ्रू भेज रहा था, वॉइस टू टेक्स्ट के थ्रू, और जब भी वो एक प्लांट इमोजी बोलता एक्चुअल एक प्लांट इमोजी टाइप हो रहा था.
Oh,
एंड
oh, this is what I used to do, like exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
या बट दिस इज अमेजिंग गाइस. आज हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं बेस्ट ऑफ मार्च. मार्च बहुत शानदार महीना था, और जल्दी से स्ट्रीम लाइक कर दो क्योंकि अभी आपको दिखाई देगा कि कितनी शानदार रिकमेंडेशंस है. एंड डिड वानी कलर हर हेयर, प्रिंस इज आस्किंग वानी.
Yes. Yeah,
अरे
I
गाइस अब
got
तो
them colored red. If you had subscribed to Kitabe Cabins and you had watched all my streams, you would have known the entire journey. But since
हाँ
you
कि
didn't,
वानी के बाल पहले सफेद हुए थे फिर काले से
I had
सफेद
a
में
rant
लाए.
also once when I had my first white hair. Then I
या
really started taking care of myself and my mental health and the stress levels because मुझे सफेद बाल नहीं चाहिए, बाकी
देन
सब
वानी
बाल
ठीक हो
लगता है.
गई. देन वानी इज लाइक क्या
Yeah,
हाउ इट
yeah,
इज.
yeah. Since then, like I had one white hair, and then उसके बाद से I really worked, and I was like, okay, ठीक है. This I don't want to be like old right now.
या नो नो इट्स ग्रेट.
He
बट
didn't
गाइज
send me
अभी
stress.
प्लीज स्ट्रीम लाइक कर दो. हम बहुत मतलब अभी आप लोगों को फील आने वाली है, मैं जेन्युइनली बता रहा हूँ. And I'm reading quite a lot of things right now, watching quite a few things. I'm doing a lot of guest episodes. Vani and I are doing something very interesting in a few days, and Vani is also doing a lot of guest episodes. She's doing a lot of streams, and काफी सारी चीजें चल रही हैं. तो वानी चालू किया जाए.
Yeah, let's do that.
चलो गाइस, आर यू गाइस रेडी? जल्दी से कमेंट्स में रेडी लिख दो, मैं बता रहा हूँ आप लोगों को फील आ जाएगी.
But ready तो सलमान खान की थी. Sorry, bad joke. Hindol influence. I
या
blame it on Hindol.
या नो 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 इट्स ओके. कभी कभी लैंड भी करते हैं ये, और लाइक करा अभी लैंड करा हुआ नहीं. ठीक है, चलो रेडी गैस. सबसे पहले तो अभिषेक उपमन्यु का एक नया स्टैंड अप स्पेशल आया हुआ, नहीं आपने देखा?
No.
सो यू हैव टू वॉच इट. लाइक
Okay.
उसने एक बहुत स्मार्ट गेम खेला है. ही
Oh
उसका
wait,
उस
no, no, no. I saw it. I saw it. Is it the one he released after a year? I
या
think it was
हेल्थ
private
उसने
first.
बेसिकली पूरा स्ट्रीम रिलीज नहीं किया, उसने कुछ पार्ट्स को
Yeah,
रिलीज
yeah,
किया है.
yeah.
पूरे स्ट्रीम के लिए आपको उसके चैनल का मेंबर बनना पड़ेगा.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
So
saw
it
that.
is called health anxiety.
Hmm.
Did you see that bit, health anxiety वाला?
I think I did.
तो
I
हेल्थ एंजाइटी में
couple
वो
of
होता है कि द फर्स्ट लाइन ही सेज कि मेरे को अब समझ आया मैंने लाइफ में आज तक जो भी किया उससे हार्ट अटैक आता है. एवरीथिंग आई डिड
yeah,
इन माय लाइफ, हर
I
चीज से बस
did.
हार्ट अटैक ही आता है.
I think I saw it with my parents actually. I was showing them Kullu ke stand-ups, both of them. My parents absolutely love him now. They want to adopt him and everything. And then automatically YouTube recommended me that one. And that's how I reached
नाइस
there.
नाइस नाइस. हाँ, सो हेल्थ एंजाइटी इज ग्रेट. लाइक आई वाज इन बॉम्बे फॉर लाइक जब मैं बॉम्बे में था अभी कुछ टाइम, काफी लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ माय मंथ वाज स्पेंट ट्रैवलिंग ओनली दिस
Yeah.
इन मार्च. सो हेल्थ एंजाइटी देखा था, एंड हिंडोल हैज एक्चुअली सीन द होल, लाइक वो तो बता रहा था इसके बारे में काफी. सो यू गाइस
Is
शुड
he a
डेफिनेटली
member?
चेक आउट. हाँ,
Is he a member?
आई थिंक ही पेड टू लाइक वॉच इट, लाइक क्या या. सो उसका पूरा मॉडल ही है, बिकॉज उसके पास नेटफ्लिक्स हॉटस्टार से आया था उपमन्यु के पास, बट ही इज लाइक मैं मेरे चैनल पे रिलीज करूंगा. एंड उसको लगा वो मैं चलचित्र रूट जाऊंगा, मैं मेंबरशिप मॉडल बनाऊंगा. सो दैट
That's
इज द
nice.
गेम. या दैट इज
Yeah.
द गेम ही प्लेड, एंड इट काइंड ऑफ वाज अमेजिंग. The season one of Last of Us ended, guys. हमें चैट में बताओ आप लोगों को लास्ट ऑफ अस कैसा लगा. आई हाईली रिकमेंड एवरीवन टू वॉच लास्ट ऑफ अस. इट्स अ ग्रेट शो. एंड कुछ आई हैव अ फ्यू क्विबल्स विद लाइक लास्ट ऑफ अस, बट पॉसिबल क्विबल्स, लाइक इट्स ओके. मतलब वो ऐसे कभी बैठोगे लाइक अपन नाश्ते वगैरह पे तो बता दूंगा, बट लाइक आई डोंट वांट टू पब्लिकली शेम द शो for having slight things which are not right about it. मैंने एक वीडियो भी बनाया था लास्ट ऑफ अस पे, आप लोग वो जाके देख सकते हो. गाइस स्ट्रीम लाइक कर दो. लाइक वी नीड टू. कितने वानी कितने लाइक्स हैं अभी स्ट्रीम पे?
I will have to check because मैं यहीं पे देख रही थी.
अच्छा, हम सब यहीं देख रहे हैं.
79 people are watching the stream and there are 43 likes.
गाइस
There's that.
लाइक करो, मैं बता रहा
Yes,
हूँ ये हम
yes.
बहुत लाइक अभी
मैं
मैंने
3 बार स्ट्रीम कर रही हूँ in less than 24 hours. I deserve likes
या
and I
मैं
deserve, yeah.
You deserve likes and you deserve
आई वाज़ गोइंग टू से लव,
happiness.
देन आई रियलाइज्ड कि ठीक है, ये बहुत ज़्यादा एक फ्लो में निकल गया। आई डिज़र्व हैप्पीनेस एंड लाइक्स।
हाँ, वानी डिजर्व्स हैप्पीनेस, तो प्लीज गैस वानी को खुश करने के लिए स्ट्रीम लाइक कर दो। कुनाश के सिंह, मैंने सुना है दिशाहीन मेंबर्स होने वाला है। फेस फुशीसिया वाइड आइज
Wait,
फेस
I got
फुल।
to see what's the. Oh, I love this emoji. I'm sorry, I just screamed into the mic.
कैसे?
For everyone who had the volume on 100%, I apologize.
क्या होती है ये इमोजी? कौन सी इमोजी
It's
होती है?
like a pink face, and then it's like, did you
गैस
see?
यहाँ पे रील निकालनी है, ठीक है?
You always
ये
say reel निकाली, कोई reel नहीं निकलती है. Not that I'm complaining, but
गैस इसकी भी रील निकालना।
Arvind Iyer has said you deserve your copy of the great Indian novel, Vaani. I do.
या आई थिंक कि आपका महीना डाउनहिल ही तब किया जो
Yeah.
आपके साथ लाइक ग्रेट
मेरा
हुआ होगा।
I swear वैभव, I never thought I'd lose a book and मेरा इतना like mind fuck होगा. I know I can survive a breakup, but I know I can't survive losing any other book. And for some reason, I'm getting all emotional when I speak this. मेरी आंखों में आंसू आ रहे हैं. But then I can't survive losing another book.
आई
But
थिंक इट्स लिंक्ड टू समथिंग एल्स, वानी। डू यू वांट टू गो देयर?
what?
अरे
I
मतलब
think it's
वेरी
just like I've never lost a book, and it's just the first time. And books are
नो,
like
बट
really
लाइक
dear to me.
द फीलिंग ऑफ लूजिंग अ बुक ट्रिग लाइक मेकिंग यू दैट इमोशनल,
No, I
कुछ
just
तो।
think because there is one thing in life that I really like, I'm okay with anything because मेरे लिए होता है कि अच्छा, I mean, I've lost things that are worth a lot more monetarily, and I'm like, हाँ ठीक है, okay, cool. But like this was just like $500 or something, and I was like, I was because you are emotionally attached to it, I think, and this was my first time losing a book, so
जिस
I
भी
mean, not that
इंसान
I
ने,
want to lose another book. Yeah, I think it's
ये,
also because I prioritize books more than people.
and it's the right way to
Is
uh,
it? Is it?
I was talking to someone and I told that person, if you want to be happy in life, like this should be the motto: art, not people. And that
That's a
was
little
like,
sad, but yes, that should be like.
that's act. अब ये जितने ये पढ़ लोगे, हम ये जो सुबह शाम लाइक जिन भी लोगों को पढ़ते रहते हैं, इवेंचुअली सबने यही क्रैक किया था। People disappoint, art doesn't.
I mean, it
Okay.
also depends on your choice of people. I mean, I think I'm fortunate enough to have nice people in my life. But then, yeah, I can't survive another book, losing another book.
Yeah. But in general, like how you said, like कि आप तो आप जैसे बता रहे हो कि आप लोगों के लिए भी आपको थोड़ा डिफेंसिव होना है, but like in general you were saying you kind of prefer books over people.
Yeah, definitely. Like, depends on, like, for my inner circle, I would obviously have to pick them by default, which is a little sad, but okay. But, like, in general, I'd prefer books over most people in my life.
Yeah. वानी का काफी diplomatic answer. I'll give you a non-diplomatic answer. Like
I mean, I would pick my people who are a part of my inner circle any day over books if I
yeah,
if I were given a choice. Apart from that, for random people, not random people, but like most people, I would pick up books.
yeah. For any people, like मैं बोल रहा हूँ art over people. So this is like कि जो मेरे को
This
समझ
is
आ
your
रहा है.
value system.
This is not a value system. This is something now I'm realizing, and I'm really liking it that way. So, AI art will be end of people. किसी ने like comment किया, and too young to understand. Like हाँ मैं dank हूँ. Yeah. So yeah. So this is amazing, guys. And like थोड़ी और like अब मैं आप लोगों को recommendations देता हूँ. I learned a lot of chess this month, and like surprisingly, मेरे को समय रैना जी ने train किया थोड़ा, because I spent some time with him, and like he kind of made a whole video series where he taught me like all the rules and stuff. So when I met him, I was on I think 600 rating. अभी I am on 750-ish. थोड़ी 150 type बढ़ गई है, and which
Mm.
is kind of nice. And I again the idea is to reach 1000 like in a few months, which would be great. And I learned a lot of ऐसे चीजें in chess जो मेरे को पहले नहीं आती थी, like discovery and stuff. So one of the things that I was telling Vani also कि discovery is a thing जो मेरे को बहुत cool लगी, like the way now when I look at chess really बदल गया ever since like the I kind of got to know कि how discoveries work in check कि आप basically it's man you maneuver people into thinking कि चाल ये है but actual चाल कुछ और होती है, तो there is a key discovery in that. And yeah, so that is something I'm really liking. Chess se related, like I spent like first week of March like getting into it. And then I kind of rewatched Banshees of Inisherin with a
You
friend.
rewatched it?
या मतलब लाइक हाँ, जैसे आप वो देखते हो ना, मतलब लेकिन आई डिडंट फिनिश इट, बट लाइक आई काइंड ऑफ
Oh.
वॉच लाइक हाँ, सो आई वाज विद अ फ्रेंड इन बॉम्बे, सो हमने देखी बिकॉज आई हैड टू शो दैट फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन दैट फिल्म. और आई डिस्कवर्ड अ लॉट ऑफ रैपर्स, जैसे फूजी गैंग, दानजी, पैराडॉक्स,
Hmm.
बिकॉज आई मेट वेदांत रस्टी, एंड वेदांत रस्टी ने मेरे को बहुत सारे ऐसे दिल्ली, फरीदाबाद और लाइक ऐसे बहुत सारे मेरे को उन्होंने रैपर्स सुनाए थे.
Nice.
एंड आई डिस्कवर्ड अबाउट दिस ऐप. जय कपूर को इसका श्रेय जाता है, ये एक बहुत अच्छे इन्फो टेक और ऐसे इंफोटेनमेंट एक इन्फ्लुएंसर है, जिन्होंने मेरे को बताया था अगर आप दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट पे हो तो आप एक ऐप यूज कर सकते हो विच इज कॉल्ड डिजी यात्रा. और
Oh.
लाइक आप
Okay.
ये एक अलग द्वार होगा हर जगह, लाइक इट बेसिकली फास्टन्स एवरीथिंग. सो इज लाइक अगर तेरे को एयरपोर्ट जाना है तो वैसे इतनी जल्दी जा, बट अगर तेरे पास डिजी यात्रा है, सो यू कैन गो ऐसे 1.5 hours अर्ली बिकॉज यू विल जस्ट बी सॉर्टेड. सो मैं
Nice.
डिजी यात्रा यूज नहीं कर पाया बिकॉज मेरे आधार में कुछ तो मेरे को लिंकिंग में दिक्कत हो रही थी, बट लाइक मैं
I
इन
was going
हैंड
to ask
एक्सपीरियंस.
you if you used it.
हाँ, बट लाइक वहाँ मैंने देख लिया था, दे एक्चुअली हैड अ सेपरेट डोर फॉर डिजी यात्रा, सो
Oh, is it available on every airport or just a couple
नॉट
of?
सिर्फ जस्ट अ कपल ऑफ एयरपोर्ट्स.
Okay, got it.
And I have been reading two books a lot, and yeah, the first one. So I went to Delhi. There was this. Oh, I can't believe it's not on my Notion. Actually, it should be. There is a the bookshop करके a place in Delhi. A friend of mine took me there, and Lodhi Garden के पास है, Lodhi Estate में. And if any people from Delhi अगर देख रहे हैं तो please बताना. It's a beautiful library. Sorry, like a bookshop. एंड हर जना ऐसा आ रहा था, मतलब वहाँ पे कि मतलब लाइक यू कुड हैव अ कन्वर्सेशन विद एवरी पर्सन हु वाज इन दैट बुक स्टोर. सो
Nice.
या इट वाज वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, और वहाँ पे मैंने बहुत सारी किताबें देखी. एंड बट लाइक आई जस्ट बॉट वन बुक विच वाज हाउ प्रूस्ट कैन चेंज योर लाइफ. एंड ये
Nice.
मेरे को बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद आ रही है. वे इंटरेस्टिंगली मैंने पिछले एक हफ्ते से ये नहीं पढ़ी, बट मैं पहले काफ़ी पढ़ रहा था.
Hmm.
बट लाइक बिकॉज आई अ फ्रेंड जिनके साथ मैं वहाँ गया था, शी गिफ्टेड मी अनदर बुक. She had been after my life to read it, but she is like, now we are here, I'm gifting you this. And it was um, letters of a young poet. So ये मैं काफ़ी ज़्यादा शिद्दत के साथ पढ़ रहा हूँ, and it is healing me
You
a
know,
lot. Yeah.
after I came back, wait, I'll show you something.
Guys, तब तक stream like कर दो.
After I came back from Jaipur, I ordered one for myself.
Oh, दिखाना.
This is a nice cover though. I was like, how
Wow.
come there is not a single cover that I liked? Then I searched a few and Amazon के second page पे मुझे कुछ ना कुछ मिल गया. And it was a pretty nice cover.
Very nice, dude.
Yeah. So I also like I haven't started reading it. मैंने बस ऊपर से एक दो चीजें पढ़ी which I really liked. So hopefully I'll catch up with you super soon.
Yeah, and
And I
please
was
bring
telling
this copy when you meet me next.
sure,
Like, I
sure, sure.
want to see it.
I was going to. I told this. I don't know if you saw the stream today, but वहाँ पे भी I was like, hey, thanks to Vaibhav, I found two good new books this month.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
but like, uh, it's kind of affecting me more than it should, in a sense कि बहुत टाइम बाद मेरे को ऐसा एक किताब पढ़ के लग रहा है कि आई एम स्टूपिड दैट आई डिडंट रीड इट बिफोर, बिकॉज and my friend was also telling me she revisits it like every
yeah.
few years. जैसे there is this film writer, वो ऐसे उसने लिखा था कुछ किताबें that she revisits a lot. I am forgetting her name. I follow on her on Twitter. So she had written she rereads 1984 every year
Okay.
because it keeps her sharp. That was her only explanation. It keeps her
Okay.
sharp. सो
Mm-hmm.
मेरे को लग रहा है कि मैं अभी इस पे I'm on page 28, and
Okay.
it's like just 60 pages long. आज मैंने पहली बार इसमें पेन यूज किया बिकॉज मेरे पास आज पेंसिल नहीं थी. So like
You have a lot of pencils at home.
yeah. And but like I'm और फिर मैंने अभी एक बार मैंने जितने लेटर्स पढ़े थे आई रीड दोज, जिससे कि मैंने ये हाइलाइटर लगाया उन पे.
Nice.
काफी ज्यादा
I
this
think the
per-
thing, yeah.
this person cracked what it means to be an artist. And जैसे अभी वानी आई स्टिल बिलीव इज बीइंग वेरी डिप्लोमेटिक, और मेरे को लगता है बाय द टाइम वानी विल फिनिश रीडिंग इट, it won't be inner circle outer circle key, because see I am also extremely proud of the people I have in my life, and I take a lot of pride in general attracting very high quality people in general. Like it's been a thing in overall in my life, but still ये ना फंडे बहुत क्लियर कर रहा है कि what it means to be an artist. So it
I
is.
mean, if you read about his life, he left his wife and his newborn child to
Hmm,
discover art. I don't think I would ever want to do that. And I
hmm,
can't do that. And
hmm,
even if I were given an opportunity, I won't do that. That's just something that I don't believe in. And
yeah,
I mean, I maybe it's just priorities. But in any case, I think Letters to a Young Poet is something that a lot of people appreciate because I think it almost feels like this letter was written for you. And in some
yeah,
way, for me, that's such a reassuring thing because you're not the only person who's struggling. There are a lot of people in the same problem and who need a
yeah.
similar fix of words.
I just saw that Rima is also in the chat. Like, hi
Oh,
Rima. So we are discussing letters to a young poet. Whew. So I appreciate
share.
Vani जो आपका इस पे जो standpoint है ना. We should do this like debate in our next meetup, because in our Delhi meetup like we did this debate क्या टूटे हुए दिल से संगीत निकलता है.
That was
And
very हमने ऐसे मज़े-मज़े में कर लिया था. But yeah, we can
हाँ
this is
but like
something I
actually
think
like
genuinely we can talk about.
ये बहुत सही चीज है कि फॉर योर आर्ट आप किस एक्सटेंट तक जाओगे, क्योंकि इवेंचुअली व्हेन समवन बिकम्स एन आर्टिस्ट, it's just कि हर जने की लाइफ में like there is something or the other happening,
Mhm.
right? Like to reach there you kind of have to sacrifice something. And
I think in that regard, you know what, I'm also an idealist.
hmm,
Um, when I'm like, "Hey, you can always get the best of both worlds."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And if
It
you
is
are not getting the best of both worlds, then in a way you're either with the wrong set of people or it's just there is always if you have the right set of people there is always a way to figure out the best of both worlds.
yeah.
This is what I believe in.
But I am talking about the extreme people, and like who are at the height of like their arts, right? So अगर आप like ऐसे ऐसे लोगों के बारे में पढ़ोगे, या जिन लोगों ने भी इस
Did you
लेवल पे
read The Lonely City by any chance? जो
मैंने
न्यूयॉर्क
यार उसके लाइक एंडी वरऑल वाला चैप्टर पढ़ा था.
Okay, that book also deals with something similar. Do you actually so loneliness or so brilliance always comes with a price. Are you
Yeah,
ready
yeah,
to pay that price? And I
yeah.
don't think I'm ready to pay that price.
No, no,
I don't
that's
even
okay,
want to.
but
I mean,
it's
this is what
okay.
I'm talking about. This is what, like, for example,
कुछ
that book is
डिफेंड
also.
नहीं करना.
No,
I
I'm not defending. I'm just talking about the book, The Lonely City,
Yeah,
and that also talks about the same thing. Where, like, so when I read about this, the author's written letters to a young poet who's written the letters. Um, I was actually taken aback that he left his wife, which is all right. I mean, if somebody wants to do it, I mean, it's all good. It's their life. It's their choice. But for me, I was like, hey, will I ever be able to do that? Because I know in the past I've gone back to his words again and again and again, and they've given me so much comfort. But then all of a sudden, when you realize that somebody is living a certain life, and you've been following their words have been offering you support. All of a sudden, like their life is something you compare yours with. It happens to
true.
me at least,
जैसे वन
right?
ऑफ द या
Yeah.
जैसे मैं इसका कवर देखता हूँ मैं कहता हूँ कि यार इतनी अच्छी बातें कर रहा है, बट ये इतना why does he look so distraught, right? Like अगर इतना कुछ figure out कर लिया है, then
Yeah.
why are you like this? So
I think that is also like क्या टूटे like I think it's somewhat related to the debate like क्या टूटे हुए दिल से संगीत निकलता है. Like he was a very lonely man. But क्या like but then उसके दिल से संगीत निकला. But then again we argued that you don't really have to get your heart broken in order to create art that makes you happy, that makes you feel whole.
yeah, it's a very fascinating topic, but one of the things I am realizing in life is कि जो भी आपके सबसे strongest fundamentals होते हैं ना, आपको
Mhm.
उनको चैलेंज करते रहना चाहिए. श्योर यू हैव फिगर्ड आउट कि आप
Yeah.
आइडियलिस्ट हो, आप बहुत सारी चीजें नहीं करना चाहते और नहीं कर सकते, तो लाइक यू आर सेइंग योरसेल्फ. But like I am kind of always very fascinated by the people who are at extremes. So मैं सबसे बड़ा believer होया करता था या हूँ भी of like the point कि सिर्फ ट्यूटोरियल से संगीत नहीं निकलता. बट देन इन दिस प्रूस्ट बुक, मैं इसको प्राउस्ट करता था प्रोनाउंस, बट आज मैंने शौनक सेन के साथ एपिसोड किया, उन्होंने बताया प्रूस्ट होता है, सॉरी. सो
Yeah.
एवरी कि इसमें एक चैप्टर है हाउ टू सफर सक्सेसफुली. And again, Proust was also very extreme. And I'm reading it, I'm like, कुछ कुछ point actually सही है. Right. Like again, I come from, you know where I come from. I come from Ray Bradbury School of Thought, which is completely different. Which is like खुश रहो जीवन में और मजे करो. But suddenly मैं ऐसे रोने धोने वाले लोगों की दो किताबें पढ़ रहा हूँ वाली. And
Yeah.
like इट्स चैलेंजिंग माय थॉट्स. वो न्यूरोप्लास्टिसिटी वर्क करे दिमाग में कि आपके नए ऐसे पाथवेज बन रहे हैं.
Yeah.
आई एम टेकिंग अ लॉट ऑफ प्राइड इन इट कि मे बी, यू नेवर नो. सो कि जस्ट गोइंग आउट देयर कि एंड जस्ट लाइक एक्सपोजिंग योरसेल्फ टू द आइडियाज यू आर नॉट कंफर्टेबल विद.
Yeah, I think like that is what happened to me when I was discovering Dickinson. When I had a like, there was a time where I really believed in the school of thought that maybe you have to not break your heart per se, but there is a certain sense of sincerity and seriousness that you need in life in order to be able to actually sound intellectual, which is kind of true. Like if you are serious when you talk about something, people will take you more seriously.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to take a person who's very jolly seriously. But again, like I started my literature journey with Dickinson, Sylvia Plath, um, Ernest Hemingway, all of these people who've died by suicide. And when you read this stuff, it's pretty heavy and jarring. But I think like eventually there comes a point where you realize, okay, I don't have to make myself suffer to create art that is similarly beautiful or even better, or maybe at least equally beautiful. And I think that's why when I read about or read people like Proust or Rilke, however you pronounce him, I think I take it with a pinch of salt. Um, but
yeah.
yeah,
बट लाइक यू नो, जैसे इट्स वेरी फैसिनेटिंग कि जो आपने बताया वो अपनी वाइफ को छोड़ गया था, बच्चे को वो कर दिया था. सो आई डिडंट नो दोस थिंग. लाइक एंड आई लाइक आई मैंने शायद, और मैं फॉरवर्ड्स भी नहीं पढ़ता मतलब मोस्टली किताबों में. आई जस्ट डायरेक्टली जंप राइट इन अनलेस एंड until
I have
someone
a
like
story about that. Please remind me.
yeah.
I have a
So
small 1 minute rant.
yeah.
No, no, nothing because I also don't read introduction and forward.
हाँ. So it's, आई थिंक मैं काफी उस स्टेज में हूँ कि वेयर आई एम नॉट लाइक कंपेयरिंग इट टू द आइडिया कि क्या मैं ये कर सकता हूँ या नहीं कर सकता, बिकॉज मेरी जो आइडियोलॉजीज हैं ऑफ व्हाट इट मीन्स टू बी एन आर्टिस्ट, आई थिंक लाइक आर वेरी प्रिटी मच सॉर्टेड बाय दिस टाइम कि जैसे जैसे मैं चाहता हूँ. सो बट मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि it's completely new what he's saying to me, and I remembered a lot of these things in past, but now I kind of forgot them, and maybe I chose to forget them, और suddenly वो मेरी लाइफ में वापस आ रही हैं. सो
Right.
मैं इतना, जैसे यू काइंड ऑफ आर गिविंग ऐसे कि मैं ये नहीं है बट मेरे को ये चाहिए वगैरह. आई हैव लेट गो. आई एम लाइक
Uh-huh.
तू जो बोलेगा मैं सुनूंगा. नहीं बट मैं ऐसा नहीं, बिकॉज एंड आई एम लर्निंग इट फ्रॉम अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल. यू काइंड ऑफ नीड टू लूजन अप. ठीक है, जो भी है कि ये
Yeah.
जो पेज ऑफर करेगा, because for me it's not about how you and I are going to
Hmm.
like do it. I'm like कि हम एक ऐसे इंसान के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं जिसने 60 पेजों में 10 लेटर्स
Mhm.
में इतना खून खून मतलब ऐसे इट्स लाइक रिटन बाय ब्लड. मेरे को एक एक लाइन में इतनी पावर दिख रही है. मैं एक बार पढ़ता हूँ तो मैं एक रंग के लाइक पेंसिल से कर रहा हूँ, फिर आई एम हाईलाइटिंग इट अगेन एंड आई एम लाइक there is so much truth in these lines,
Right.
and it's nothing to do with whether you can do it or I can do it. And like
True.
वो तो मैं सोच ही नहीं रहा, वो अलग
Mhm.
चीज. But it's actually very very true, and it's,
Mm.
and I'm liking how it's making me feel very intensely. And you should always allow yourself
Right.
to feel intensely
Hmm.
when someone is saying कि भाई मैं तेरे को intensely feel कराऊंगा, तब मैं ये नहीं कर रहा कि वैभव मुंजाल कर सकता है या वानी कर सकती है। आ जा,
Hmm.
ले जा मेरे को साथ
I
में।
think I always come from, I think, yeah, you're right there. I think I always come from a place where I recommend certain books to people only after I know they have a certain sense of vulnerability or lack of it. So, like, when you are vulnerable, you get a little too flown into the ideas of people without thinking what actually is right or wrong basis your reality. And I think there are certain books who can influence people a certain way, whether it's about Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf, however you, I mean, or it's about Mahatma Gandhi's My Experiments with the Truth, or it's about Letters to a Young Poet. So I think that is where I was coming from.
Yeah, because I think आपका ये भी point है कि if given to a, if taken wrongly, it you might end up doing things क्योंकि because आपने ये
It's just,
philosophy
yeah,
पढ़ा है।
it's just like Robert Greene. There are two types of people who've read the book. One who actually know what to take from the book, and the others who are just following it blindly.
Hmm. Yeah. Nice. So, someone is praising you for your consistency. Third stream in 24 hours. Amazing. Vaibhav looks different today. ठीक है यार, हमारा भी ठीक है. uh, but like, if someone like, I still want to do my bit of justice to it. What time बाद है मैं इतना intensely किसी book के लिए feel कर रहा हूँ. So, if you pick this up, na guys, and you should definitely pick this up. Allow it to affect you. Allow it to affect you. उसको बाद आपको पेंट कैसे करना है, लाइक तो वो आप सोचना है कि लाइक आप कर सकते हो या नहीं कर सकते हो, एक बार डूबने दो खुद को इसमें। या वानी बहुत ज्यादा मेरे लिए अटक रही है, सो आई डोंट
Yeah,
नो इफ
I
शी इज
think I'm
कर्सिंग मी
sorry.
और इफ शी इज
No, no, no. I had the same thing to say about the book for the month, which is A Little Life. Allow yourself to feel the suffering.
या
But everyone, yeah, but I absolutely agree with you there. It's an amazing book.
and I'm also very curious to and like read a
Will
little life.
you be interested in picking up this book for a book a month sometime?
Let's see. I don't think मैं आज इसके बारे में सोच रहा था, will I be?
I was thinking
I,
about it yesterday and then I decided not to. But then,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I kind of also decided the same thing because I think eight's too short, and I think it's too much of a private experience.
But then
Ki,
it'll be a private experience for everybody.
yeah, that's actually the philosophy of Chalchitra Talks. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we will
But I
see.
was actually considering to pick this up. But then I thought, ki, hey, it's better to cry in April than to
Because
save
it's
it
your
for
birthday.
December.
Yeah,
गिफ्ट्स तो कोई मुझे देगा नहीं तो रो ही लो.
yeah. So yeah, you are suddenly like getting a lot like more stuck. Map stuck बहुत हो रहे हो मेरे लिए.
Oh,
So
is it better?
वो आपको शायद 1080 को 720 करके देखना पड़े और समथिंग लाइक दैट।
Mm,
या
sad life. Okay.
ओके गाइस, नेक्स्ट रिकमेंडेशन। Vani, do you want to recommend a few things here?
When you said about introduction, I remembered this book, and there was a comment by I think Arvind only. Wait, that people who were on the stream today or yesterday, when we were talking about the book, we were discussing the book for the month of March. They will know my rant, and I wanted to talk about this book, the Great Indian Novel, which we picked up for the month of March. Um, the book is amazing. It's really, really nice, the Great Indian Novel. And if you're someone who knows enough of Mahabharat, you will absolutely love it. And you're into politics as well. You would really enjoy it. Um, but so the Shashi Tharoor has written, compared, has rewritten, has adapted Mahabharat to tell you the story of Indian politics, the history of India and Indian politics. So my real I was really confused when I was reading this book because I decided to skip the introduction and everything because I genuinely consider it a waste of time on most books, not every book. um, so I was reading this book and there's this Gangaji who is Bhishma Pitama, and he is actually playing Mahatma Gandhi, and I was so like, is it Mahatma Gandhi? And then I was
Hmm.
so happy when I was like, oh, this is Gandhi. And then I was like, oh, is it Dandi March? because and then it was Rani March, and there was few references which I was confused about. And we did a proper conversation in the book club. Everyone is trying to figure out who is who. Cut to a few days later, somebody said, "Vani, ये तो introduction में सारा लिखा था."
Ah.
And I was like, "Okay, this is why you should read introduction." But yeah, but I would recommend this book to everybody. There is another book that I want to talk about. It's by Annie Ernaux, and I think she won the. I don't think I know she won the Nobel Prize for 2022. I have a very bad habit of saying a lot of I think, because I mean I don't really have to think that. That's a fact. Anyway, Annie Ernaux is somebody I discovered recently. I knew of her because she had won the Nobel Prize, and I had read a couple of excerpts of her text before then, but like nothing extensively. I knew she was an author, but nothing else about her. So I picked up a couple of books from of hers last this month only March, and one of them was A Woman's Story. So her mother passed away because of Alzheimer's, and she's written this book after her mother's death because she wants to capture the essence of woman that her mother was, the essence of her mother. Because sometimes towards the end of Alzheimer's, you tend to forget the kind of person they used to be because they've started to forget everything. They don't remember who you are anymore. They've become a stranger. It's like watching somebody you really love and you know they love you become stranger to you.
Hmm.
Um, and and there was this so through this book she's explored the bond of a mother and a daughter, and I've just started reading this book, but I really like it. This was one of the books that I wanted to pick up, but I thought it's a non-fiction, and everyone had been ranting in the book club about not picking up a non-fiction again, so I did not
Right.
pick it up.
How
And
did
so
you discover this?
she won the Nobel Prize in 2022 for literature.
No,
And
so
so
did you say buy it purposefully?
yeah, because I went to the bookstore and I was like, and then I saw a couple of books there, and I was like, hey, I had been wanting to read her anyway. I couldn't
Hmm.
find the book that I was looking for, but then I found two more, which I think are
Oh, is
beautiful.
this from Kolkata?
No, this is not. This is from Chandigarh.
Uh,
Oh, there's another book from Calcutta that I want to talk about, but we'll come to it later.
okay, but you can like give us more recommendations, agar, yeah, if you want.
There is another book that I want to talk about. It's called Jorasanko. I'm not sure. It's actually a book by Aruna Chakravarti. This is one of the books that I got from Calcutta because I went to the books. Calcutta, I discovered the College Street because everyone had been recommending it, and there are some really nice secondhand books if you want to discover. I got an author signed copy of Amir Khusro's uh,
Wow.
not sorry, biography, but Jurasanko is this book by Aruna Chakravarti, and this is about the women of Tagore household. Tagore household, as in like Rabindranath Tagore and unki family. It's about the women of that household, how they
Hmm.
lived, how they spent their lives, how the men who were very illustrious in the family affected the lives of the women, how society affected their lives. So it's kind of interesting to see how, because they were a high society. They were an affluent family. They were a rich family of culture, class, and to see how lives of women were affected by different socio-political aspects of then India. It's very interesting. I haven't started reading it, but I kind of just got into like I skimmed through it, and it's pretty interesting.
Nice, nice. Upkeep, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. Can I like recommend a few things?
Yes, please.
Um, there like so I've really gotten into the music of Brian Eno like आजकल.
Mm-hmm.
So Brian Eno का एक track है YouTube पे, Brian Eno space music. It
Okay.
is that like white noise that you can have playing in the
Mm.
background throughout your day. It's a 1 hour long track, and it's very meditative. It is very non bothersome, and I kind of play it to in the mornings, in the night, like if I want to sleep. A very particular kind of like waveforms like which kind of put you at ease. So Brian Eno का एक और track है called Reflections. Again, it's an album. वो थोड़ी ज़्यादा लंबी है, but like ये बहुत ही एक predictable set of frequencies है जो आपको सुनाई देंगी.
Okay.
So Brian Eno space music, and I think it was taken down from YouTube for a while. but it's back again. So it's pretty powerful, and
Okay.
a very niche kind of a discovery, but like मेरे को लगता है कि it might just work for you. And
Mm.
then I have been मेरे को ब्रेने ब्राउन के बारे में पता चला. सो
Okay.
ब्रेने ब्राउन का द जो द हर जना लाइक मैं बीन ब्राउन बोलता था, बट मेरे को पता चला इट्स ब्रेने ब्राउन ओनली. सो
Okay.
ब्रेने ब्राउन के एक टेड स्पीच है, टेड आई डोंट नो, जिस पे द पावर ऑफ वल्नरेबिलिटी. सो एक्चुअली माय थेरेपिस्ट आस्क्ड मी टू वॉच इट, and
Wow.
you go on that video. The first comment on that video is POV, your therapist sent you here, and that comment has 20,000 likes.
Wow. Can you send it
20,000
to
likes.
me? I'll be one
Yeah,
of the people who doesn't like that comment.
yeah. कि your and I'm like कि क्या सारे थेरेपिस्ट रात को बैठ के क्या जूम कॉल करते क्या? अरे अपना उन सबको भेजेंगे. So
Yeah, maybe
every
their
therapist.
therapist had recommended it to them.
Yeah, every therapist is like recommending the power, the power of vulnerability, and she's a pretty solid woman because, again, a friend of mine, she had recommended me this speech because she was speaking to me after years, and you're like, you know what? And she's always given me the best recommendations. She had recommended me before Sunrise, before like I got into the Richard Linklater universe, and she recommended me this, and I'm like, I didn't take it seriously at that moment, but then I was reading Tribe of Mentors. I picked up Tribe of Mentors after a very long time, or ekdam se visual imagery hai, because I was reading a Brené Brown chapter, and like,
Yeah.
hey, is it the same person? And then I told her ki, hey, I'm reading it in like the Tim Ferriss book. So
Nice.
it kind of, she's very thorough, and like वो काफी मेरे को मेरे जैसी पर्सनालिटी लगी उस बंदी की कि ओके लाइक यू काइंड ऑफ आर अ लीडर, सो यू काइंड ऑफ हैव टू डू दीस थिंग्स, ये वल्नरेबिलिटी वगैरह मत बताओ. बट देन शी इज लाइक, मैं रिसर्चर हूँ तो रिसर्च करना है तो मैं वल्नरेबिलिटी क्रैक कर लूंगी, जस्ट मेरे को इधर उधर की बातें मत दो. तो उसको समझ आया वल्नरेबिलिटी का फंडा ही है कि ये जो इधर उधर की बातें हैं ना, आप कर ही नहीं सकते, आपको जाना पड़ेगा. So इसने बहुत साल मेहनत की, and she kind of understood what it means to be vulnerable and how some of the people, and it
Mm.
has also a lot to do with your masculine and feminine energy जो मैं आपको बता रहा था. So आज मैंने एक बहुत अच्छा ट्वीट देखा था, मैंने उसको लाइक भी किया था. The people you find the most appropriate in any setting are the ones जिनकी masculine और feminine energy का balance बहुत perfect होता है. Right? Those are the kind of people you kind of like to be around. So I have been thinking about it a lot because vulnerability as a man ना एक बहुत ही under discussed topic है, बहुत ही under discussed in the whole universe, because when you're a man, और particularly एक जो generation हमसे ऊपर है उनमें तो मतलब एज अ फादरली फिगर आप वल्नरेबिलिटी इमेजिन ही नहीं कर सकते. राइट, तो अब हमारी जनरेशन में जब वल्नरेबिलिटी आ रही है, और ऑन चलचित्र तो वी हैव ऑलवेज बीन लाइक very open to discussing these things, right? But I am like experiencing all of this in a very new way, and I'm feeling much more comfortable while like discussing and talking about these things, and being okay with the idea that I can be vulnerable. So the Brené Brown thing is really helping me. Another person recommended me another Brené Brown book. It's called Dare to Lead. It's a book on leadership by the same person. So मैंने
Okay.
कहा मेरे को इसका टाइटल बेटर लग रहा है. So Power of Vulnerability is also a book. So I told that person कि मैं पहले Dare to Lead पढ़ूंगा before like reading Power of Vulnerability, because उसका मैंने वीडियो भी देख लिया. So yeah, these are two things that you should. ब्रेने ब्राउन का आपको कंटेंट देखना चाहिए और किताबें
Okay.
पढ़नी चाहिए.
Nice.
Then I have been so Sam Altman came on like Lex Friedman recently.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
stream बहुत अटक रहा है क्या, like बहुत लोग कह रहे हैं. So I'm really sorry अगर अटक रहा है तो. आपके लिए अटक रहा है क्या वानी स्ट्रीम?
No,
ठीक है
not
तो बढ़िया.
anymore.
So
Yeah.
let's focus even if like lesser people are watching us, because we have like good content here. Sam Altman came on Lex Friedman recently, and like I had tweeted like 2 months back at the rate like Lex, can you please
Yeah,
get,
I remember.
and like then it happened, I got very excited. So it's a 2.5 3 hour long conversation, and I have seen the first 1.5 hours and the last 15 minutes, because first 1.5 hours were very good. Then I had to see what is the advice he gives to young people. He gives a great advice. So and Lex last में Sam Altman से पूछता है कि what advice do you have for young people? Lex asks this to everyone, and then Lex says you have this article on your blog called How to Be Successful. और Lex ऐसे मेरे जैसे ट्रिप करता है उससे बारे में बात करते हैं. वो एक एक पॉइंट ऐसे पढ़ के बताता है कि be compounding health, being internally driven, being independent, being good at sales, सारे पढ़ के बताता है. And you know the advice Sam gives this time? He's like, the advice I can give you is don't take advice from anyone. और वो इतना खतरनाक था ना, because Sam Altman के लिए, let me give you some history to understand what's happening. I don't know if you know. So Elon Musk is publicly attacking Sam Altman. Do you know what's happening there?
Because of the chat GPT.
Yeah, but like OpenAI, may he was also an early investor. Do you know this whole
Mm-hmm.
background?
I no, I don't know exactly what's happening, but I know he was an early investor.
Yeah, but like Elon Musk को एक particular position चाहिए थी, उसको मिली नहीं थी, and like अभी currently has become that uncle कि नहीं नहीं ये सब कुछ
Fufa
गलत
ji.
है. फूफा जी बन गए. Paul Graham is also doing the same
Yeah.
thing. These people are taking a lot of digs on like chat GPT और कि बंद करा दो ये सब, and like ये सारी अच्छी चीजें नहीं है. So there is this whole segment in Lex Friedman podcast where Sam says कि he doesn't understand why Elon is being such a jerk to him on Twitter. He literally says this. And like and then Sam says, I might reply back to him someday, like publicly, but that's not my style. And I'm like, मतलब he's really hurt because he's like कि यार जब इलॉन मस्क ने SpaceX चालू किया था तो बहुत लोग उसको ऐसे बोलते थे, and he still maintained his काम. तो I just want some more appreciation कि यार जो कर रहे हैं हम बहुत मेहनत कर रहे हैं to get this right. We are not being stupid about it. तो आप लोग साथ में चलोगे तो अच्छा लगेगा. आपके बिना भी कर लेंगे, बट लाइक होता है कि
Mm.
आशीर्वाद दे दो, मतलब ऐसे डोंट बी दोज पीपल कि यार ये क्या सडनली यू आर अगेंस्ट. So it's a very good like podcast, and I was very very keen to listen to it. And Lex Friedman is actually the right person to kind of hold such level of a conversation. You should definitely check it out, Vani. Definitely.
I want to. I mean, there are a couple of things on my pipeline that I want to. It's one of them. And I've
Yeah.
been dying to like. I think I saw it on LinkedIn when he actually announced that I'll be doing an episode with Sam Altman. Or I've done the episode with Sam Altman. It's out, and I was freaking out since that day, but I haven't had the time to watch it. But
Hmm.
it's one on my checklist. I think this is the first. This will be one of the things I talk about in my discoveries of April.
Amazing. That would be lovely. Then there is another podcast I want to talk about. So I love this podcaster called Chris Williamson. He talks
Okay.
about like a lot of health related things. Andrew Huber will
Mm.
be either उस पे, and I made 4 page का notes जब मैंने पहली बार वो podcast सुना था. That was when I got to know about like sauna and like cold showers and everything
Yeah.
कि डोपामीन एंड एफर्ट वाली जो चीज़ का जो एक साइकिल है वो सब कैसे वर्क करता है. सो डेविड गॉगिन्स इज समवन जो मेरे को जिसका पॉडकास्ट सुनना था लेक्स के साथ, मैंने
Mm.
आधा सुना है. एंड डेविड गॉगिन्स वाज आल्सो इन द आर्मी, सो ही इज एन एथलीट, ही नोज हाउ टू डू थिंग्स लाइक वेरी
Mm.
पर्टिकुलरली. सो वो सिर्फ उन 1% लोगों के लिए बात कर रहा था कि जिनको वो लाइफ में बैलेंस नहीं चाहिए, एंड कि जस्ट लाइक दोज टॉप पीपल. एंड ही सेज इट वेरी आउट देयर कि मैं जो लैंग्वेज बोल रहा हूँ ना वो यू मोस्ट ऑफ यू वोंट अंडरस्टैंड इट, एंड इट्स ओके. दैट्स व्हाई
Mm.
इट्स अ सेपरेट लैंग्वेज. एंड आप जब वो समझोगे ना, बिकॉज उसने बताया था कि आर्मी में जाते हो ना आपसे कुछ ऐसी चीजें करवाई जाती हैं जस्ट एज अ पार्ट ऑफ द ट्रेनिंग जो बाहर के लोगों को समझ नहीं आ रही थी. एंड ही सेड बिकॉज इट्स अ सेपरेट लैंग्वेज. आप एक टाइप के लाइफ पे लोगों के साथ रहे हो एंड आप वो लैंग्वेज बोलते हो, तो आपको ये लैंग्वेज पता ही नहीं. इट्स फ्रेंच फॉर यू, राइट? इट्स नॉट अ लैंग्वेज दैट यू स्पीक इन. एंड इट वाज सच अ लवली कॉन्सेप्ट. तो उसने कहा कि अगर आप ये मेरा पॉडकास्ट देखते हो और आपको मेरी बात ऐसी लगती है, क्या बोल रहे, इट्स गुड बिकॉज आई डोंट एक्सपेक्ट यू टू अंडरस्टैंड इट. एंड वानी, it's when you listen to people like these, no, extremists, it
Yeah.
kind of, और वो बंदा extreme रहा in regard to the physical training he did with his body. Chris Williamson is one of the most good-looking podcasters out there, according to me, in the sense कि उसकी body and so the
Mm.
way he is also sitting ना, उसकी पीठ हमेशा बिल्कुल
Yeah.
सीधी होती है, उसका ऐसे हमेशा ऐसे बैठा हुआ है ना वे कि you feel कि एक तो उसने अपनी बॉडी पे खुद काम किया, सो यू कैन फील कि मैं इसकी बात
Hmm.
सुन सकता हूँ.
Yeah.
And David Goggins is equally like who has someone taken care of his body. So दोनों ऐसे बैठे हैं, दोनों की पीठ सीधी है, कोई पैर नहीं हिला रहा, कोई कुछ नहीं कर रहा है. They are with laser sharp focus listening to each other, just
Hmm.
listening to each other, and like really listening. And David Goggins इतना thorough था अपने concepts के साथ कि it's okay if you don't understand what I'm speaking about. And
Nice.
it's Oh my because I kind of have had the luxury to be around a lot of like people like that in my life. Or इसलिए ना like I kind of like be going to one of the things I have realized is कि I kind of ये मैंने कोट लिखा था, आई होप ये मेरे नोशन पे अपडेट हो गया. यार ये अपडेट नहीं हुआ है. सॉरी, देयर वाज अ कोट आई वांटेड टू टेल यू यार. शिट, वन सेकंड. Shit. Vaani, I'm really sorry. मेरा पूरा flow बिगड़ गया.
No
I'm
problem.
really.
Take a minute to like just, is it somewhere you have you clicked a screenshot or something?
I think it's a snapshot in my phone. I didn't like update it anywhere. So
Oh.
it was basically about ambitious people, and it was about कि कुछ लोग होते हैं and जिनसे जब आप लाइफ में बात करते हो, तो आप बहुत हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी एनर्जी में ऑपरेट करते हो. Find those people and keep them close to you. And it particularly happened with me 2 days back because I kind of like to surround myself with YouTubers who are 10x more successful than me and like people. So you feel like a bacha when you talk to them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And something happened where I became super vulnerable and I asked another YouTuber for help. And just a shout out to every YouTuber out there who is secure. It's beautiful when you have friends who are successful than you and and who are secure, because then they help you. एंड हम आज की डेट में जो भी है ना उसका बहुत सारा श्रेय इस चीज़ को जाता है कि कोई चैनल पे आ गया बिकॉज दे आर लाइक हे लेट मी डू दिस फॉर यू, नॉट एज लाइक टू प्रूव समथिंग कि हे आई विल हेल्प यू टुडे, यू माइट हेल्प मी समडे.
Hmm.
सो आई डिड दिस कॉल, कुछ ब्रांड रिलेटेड मेरे को कुछ चाहिए थी हेल्प एंड समवन लाइक हेल्प मी लाइक अ लॉट विद दिस. एंड आई एम लाइक the energy with in which I operated in the last 2 hours, ये मेरे को और चाहिए. सो इट्स
Hmm.
बेसिकली अ वेरी लर्नेबल स्किल जैसे आप कर सकते हो लाइफ में कि व्हेन यू आइडेंटिफाई कि यू कैन गो टू दैट एनर्जी, यू कैन बेसिकली रेप्लिकेट इट इन लाइक मोस्ट स्फेयर्स ऑफ योर लाइफ. कि मेरे को ऐसे लोगों के साथ और रहना है कि जो आपको उतना अपलिफ्ट करते हैं, उतना एलिवेट करते हैं. So I have
Hmm.
the snapshot of this thing, and it like really did something to me, and like it spoke to me. So David Goggins का भी जब ये पूरा concept था ना कि when you मतलब कि उसने ऐसे 150 250 मील की like running की है, मतलब 250 miles he ran, and उसको डॉक्टर्स वगैरह ने बोल दिया तो थोड़ा सा भी और करेगा तो मर जाएगा वगैरह, and he's still doing it वगैरह. How he had a 1% rule. So I must have written about it somewhere. It's I think in my Windows वाला laptop कि there the 1% rule is कि आप जितना कर रहे हो उससे 1% और कर दो, 1% और कर दो क्योंकि 1% is possible. Don't think 5, don't think 10, don't think 50. Push yourself 1% more.
1%.
And और वो कह रहा था कि जितने मेरे फ्रेंड्स हैं जो आज इस लेवल पे नहीं है वो ये क्योंकि वो 1% रूल उन्होंने अप्लाई नहीं किया था. बट इफ यू कीप अप्लाइंग द 1% रूल, you will reach certainly to another orbit. And
Hmm.
again, I'm only halfway through it into the thing. And Vani, in general, मेरे को लगता है हम ना इंटेलेक्चुअल फॉर्डर बहुत लेते हैं हमारे जीवन में कि नवल सुन लिया, ये सुन लिया, इस बंदे को पढ़ लिया, पोएट्स को पढ़ लिया, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगता है. We should listen to a lot more people who talk about physical strength also. लाइक जो
Hmm.
फिजिकल और लाइक
Yeah.
मतलब हम मेंटल हेल्थ की भी बहुत बात कर लेते हैं वगैरह. इस समय हम फिजिक तो भूल ही गए. खाने की जो बात कर रहे हैं, क्या खाना चाहिए, जो आपसे मतलब लिटरली बता रहे हैं कि हाउ मच यू शुड एक्सरसाइज एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट, लाइक द राइट रेजिम एंड एवरीथिंग. सो क्रिस विलियमसन इज दैट पॉडकास्ट फॉर मी, जो आपसे आके केमिकल्स की बातें करता है, माइंड में कौन सा केमिकल कैसे है वगैरह, और सब कुछ आपकी पावर और एफिशिएंसी से रिलेटेड है. सो इट्स अ गुड बैलेंस ऑफ, इट्स लाइक कि आप दिन में 4 चीजें करते हो तो यू नीड ऑल काइंड ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स ना. सो आप सिर्फ एक टाइप की पोइट्री नहीं पढ़ सकते, आप सिर्फ एक टाइप का मतलब लाइक रे ब्रैडबरी
Mm.
नहीं. You need to expose yourself to Chris Williamson's also, so that you know कि
Yeah.
physical health and physical aspect of things is also very important.
Nice.
So आप क्रिस विलियमसन सुनोगे ना, माने आपको बहुत
Mhm.
किक मिलेगी कि सच डिसिप्लिन. और आप उनका posture देखोगे ना, what
Yeah.
sold me to this podcast was their posture,
Your posture.
the way they sit in their podcast. They don't मतलब बिल्कुल टांग नहीं हिलाते, हाथ नहीं हिलाते, बस लेजर शार्प फोकस के साथ वो एक दूसरे को
Hmm.
सुनते. इट जस्ट चेंज्ड एवरीथिंग फॉर मी. सो
Nice.
डेविड कॉगिन्स का आपको पॉडकास्ट सुनना चाहिए गाइस. एंड yeah, there are more things. There are more things. I'll get to them, but we'll now ask Vani.
Hmm. Let me. Oh, this month. I mean, this is something I would have come. Wait, I'll find a sincere recommendation before I do this. So I've recommended the books that I discovered this YouTube channel. Uh, Wait, my everything is getting stuck for some reason. So there's this channel called, and I think ये एक Instagram handle भी है. It's called Danny Castle or Cassell, DANNYCASALE, and it has a song called "Please Don't Be So Sad." And watch this when you're depressed. So he has like really nice songs that will calm you down when you're like really stressing with doodles. There's nothing great about the animation. It's just like random doodling on a black screen. But the song is not like with deep meanings, etc. It's just like, you know how we tell each other, just relax,
Yeah.
take a deep breath. It'll all be fine. There's nothing to worry about, sort of like that. But in a very nice musical way, and I just absolutely fell
Wow.
for it. And I went into this hole of digging more about the channel, and I absolutely loved it.
Wow.
So the name is Danny Cassell, and it's just like really nice. It's like a song to listen to when you're having an anxiety attack or something like that. So it's like got every level of that song for you. Whatever you're struggling with, it'll offer you a recommendation. There'll be a recommendation for you. There'll be a song for you, not a recommendation. There'll be a
Okay.
song for you, whatever you're struggling with.
So I had a very exclusive recommendation for you. ये मैं सोच रहा था मैं आपके लिए like कि there is something I particularly had for you, and I don't think it's on my notion, but मेरे को आज भी 1 घंटे पहले लगा ये मेरे को वानी को बोलना है, because I think she'll like flip after this, and it
Okay.
will be such a tragedy if you already know about it. Um, so there is a guy on YouTube. It's a YouTuber. He makes ASMR cooking videos, and his name is Zach Choi. And मैं
Zach
आप मैं आपको
Choi.
इसकी एक रील दिखाता हूँ, है ना, आपको इसकी
Okay.
एक कोई शॉट दिखाता हूँ.
Okay.
एंड पीपल से कि इट्स अ मिरेकल दैट ही स्टिल अलाइव, और उसका हार्ट ठीक है, आफ्टर सीइंग की द काइंड ऑफ स्टफ लाइक ही लाइक
Okay.
मेक्स, है ना. सो मैं आपको
हाँ,
दिखाता हूँ. व्यू मेलन टैब, है ना. सो ये बंदा है वानी. इसकी
okay.
मैं एक रील चलाता हूँ, कोई ज्यादा व्यूज वाली चला है. सबसे ज्यादा पॉपुलर कौन सी है?
Okay.
इस पे 195 मिलियन व्यूज है. मैं देख कोई ऐसी देख रहा हूँ जो मैं, चलो ये देखते हैं.
ठीक है. Oh,
कैन
so
यू हियर
I
द साउंड?
yeah. I hate cheese. I'll accept it here. Wow.
So
Yeah.
what he does is हर में ऐसे ASMR में कुछ बनाता है और लास्ट में आके वो बाइट लेता है और फिर वो आके ऐसे करता है. एवरी शॉट ही कम्स, ही कुक्स इट लाइक, एंड वो खाता है. ऐसे आंख बंद करके वो एक बाइट लेता है एंड ही डज.
Wow.
It's so
Can
good.
we
And
watch one more video?
yeah.
Just one more. Without something that doesn't have cheese.
So the चलो would you, चलो मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ.
Somebody has commented, oh, Vinayak is there. Vinayak said, my arteries feel blocked after watching this.
हाँ तो ऐसे ही कमेंट होते हैं उस पे, सब ऐसे ही कमेंट करते हैं उस पे। कैन यू सी?
Yeah. Oh, it's chocolate.
चल रहा है?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No. Okay.
क्रेजी नो?
Yeah. Yeah. But no, 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 no.
मेरे को जिंदा क्रिस विलियमसन से हम कैसे खाने पे आ गए? अभी तक बात कर रहे थे कि
Yeah.
बॉडी हेल्दी माइंड।
This is not something I'm a fan of, but amazing, amazing that cinematography.
Yeah, but like, and every video has 10 million, 50 million, 100 million views.
Oh,
Because
nice.
there is no point where you will stop this video, no? मतलब कहाँ बंद करोगे इसको? कोई चांस ही नहीं है, तो आपका
It's,
retention 90% ही
of course,
आएगा।
but then it's just very disturbing
Why?
because it's just like
Unhealthy.
yeah, sort of like that. And then I mean, maybe it's this first like the first video pissed me not pissed me off, but like put me off because there was so much cheese, and I'm not a cheese person at all. I hate cheese. Um, and then there was chocolate, and I really like chocolate. But then it's like, how can you eat it in noodles wala form?
हाँ अच्छा वो सब, but I kind of, और आई थिंक इसकी यूएसपी है कि ये जो अजीब सी ऐसी रेसिपीज लेके आता है, बिकॉज देन यू वॉच इट, ये
Yeah.
बंदा कर क्या रहा
And then
है?
you're a little like, oh, can I do that? Will it be allowed for like,
या सो
is it something I
वानी,
can make it on?
वानी अभी जो भी कह रही है वानी से ऐसे ही, फिर वानी, फिर कट टू नरेटर बता रहे हैं राज को, वानी लेके से अपने थर्सडे स्ट्रीम से पहले जैक चोई ने क्या बनाया था मैं अपने थर्सडे स्ट्रीम पे बनाऊंगी।
Yeah. No, no,
क्या
no, no,
था?
no. Next Thursday, we're making poha, hopefully.
नाइस नाइस। हमारे रंग कैसे बदल गए यार, लाइक कलर, लाइक सेटअप इसका, रुको, डिजाइन कैसे बदल गया हमारा?
What happened?
आई डोंट नो, मतलब वी गॉट पर्पल, वी शुडंट बी पर्पल लाइक बैकग्राउंड वगैरह, बट इट्स ओके।
I think it was since the beginning, it was purple only.
ओके, नहीं वो दूसरा था, आई रिमेम्बर, लाइक द थीम वाज स्काई ब्लू एंड पर्पल
No,
वाला
no,
था।
no. Starting say it was purple.
अरे
I
नहीं
I clicked
वाले,
the screenshot also. I'll send it to you. बीच में आपने change किया होगा, then I don't know.
हाँ हाँ बीच में चेंज हुआ था।
Okay, okay. Because this is what I remember.
ही
He
डिड अ
did a
कोलैब,
col. Yeah,
या
I was reading the same one.
he did a collab with Marshmallow where he prepared like 10-15 kgs of s'mores with flamethrower and all. Oh,
Oh, nice.
nice. So
Interesting.
so yeah guys, so और मैं आप लोगों को कुछ recommendations देता हूँ। I have been watching Mad Men very religiously, but not like very hastily. It's like
Okay.
fine whiskey, and
Yeah.
I know, I don't know. I was discussing Succession season 4, episode 1 with a friend Abhi recently,
Uh-huh.
and like it's great and stuff. And I'm like, but like I need some time to get out of the Mad Men universe, because मेरा Mad Men के साथ relationship पिछले
Oh.
कुछ सालों से चल
So,
रहा है, and
did you
अभी
not
तो
enjoy the season 4, episode 1? Are
no no,
you
it's amazing. It's great, and like
okay?
I'm very excited about like I think आप आज movie club में active नहीं थे. You
Yeah,
know
no,
what
no,
happened?
I've turned off the notifications for the Succession group and the movie. I don't even open it. Like even if I open it, I don't really look.
Do you know? I'll give you a very great trivia. It's nothing to do with.
A
आप
spoiler?
सोच, yeah, it's not a spoiler.
I galti se I saw your I think your story or something and you had written the monsters and then usme tha it's like how are people why are people so happy? Uh um yeah.
ये
And
मैंने
then I
ट्विटर पे
saw
डाला था.
yeah, and then I saw another video that popped up, and it was like, "What's the deal with Tom and Greg discussing somebody's handbag?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to see this. Why?" And then so I know like they discussed this point, but then that was the first time in life when I
So
felt bad for because I got a spoiler, even though it's not a spoiler of sorts.
So I never got a chance to tell you, Annie. I
Yeah.
actually recorded one of the best and the greatest guest
Episode.
episodes of my life today,
Yeah.
and it was with Shaunak Sen. But I kind of like took 15 minutes after it just because I was cherishing everything that had
Yeah.
happened. So those of you do not know, Shaunak Sen was nominated for an Oscar this year for All That Breathes. He's the director of All That Breathes, and he had given us like 45-50 minutes ka time. We ended up speaking for 90 minutes. It's a 1.5 hour long conversation. I don't know how much should I tell you guys about it, but I'll tell you something which will ऐसे आपके कान खड़े हो जाएंगे.
Yeah.
So he was once going in a flight, okay, and he kind of bumped into someone. मैंने आज kind of story movie club में बताई थी.
Okay.
He bumped into someone, and so वो बंदा ना अपने कैसे फाइनल ड्राफ्ट पे काम कर रहा था. सो
Okay.
फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में बड़ा होता है, कोई किसी को फाइनल ड्राफ्ट पे काम करते हुए देख ले तो ऐसा हो जाता है कि यार मेरे को भी मतलब कि फिल्म इंडस्ट्री से तो बात कर लेते हैं. So he bumped into this guy and they started speaking. Cut. He then realized this guy was फिशर स्टीवन था उस बंदे का नाम. वो लोगन रॉय का पीआर हेड होता है सक्सेशन में. जेरी के
Oh.
साथ जो होता है वो जो पतला सा बंदा होता है ना ऐसा. सो दे
Yeah.
स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग एंड ही इज लाइक यार मैंने ऑल दैट ब्रीड्स बनाई है. वो उसने कहा मैं सक्सेशन में काम करता हूँ. ही इज लाइक अरे हम सक्सेशन का एक एपिसोड शूट कर रहे हैं, आ जाओ. Shaunak Sen went on a shoot of Succession and he is there in an episode. Okay. And for 15 minutes in the episode that I did with him today, he told me how Succession is shot. And he's like, आप लोग जैसे imagine करते हो बिल्कुल वैसा Succession shoot नहीं होता. And he told me, gave me the details in my episode with him.
Can you share the details?
I will with you privately, not
Sorry
here.
guys, you're not invited. हम बस like 15 मिनट की ब्रेक लेके वापस स्ट्रीम करने आ रहे हैं.
And and he told me a lot more things and I was like bro ये क्या मतलब serendipity है. And like everything we discussed in that episode and like he's in Succession season 4 and like क्या यार ये तो क्या ही चल रहा
Is it
है.
season 1?
Season 4
Season 4. Okay.
जो अभी
I
तक नहीं आया है. He's in one
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the episodes.
Okay. Oh, wow. What is
But
he doing?
he's just I think standing there in some frame or something उसको ऐसे चला गया. But he was
Nice.
so impressed and he gave me the details. And I think I've done 4 or 5 guest episodes recently, which has kind of got my love for cinema again because I was
Nice.
surrounded by too many YouTubers and like in general, I love YouTubers also. But I kind of I wasn't liking filmmakers a lot lately in life. It's
Okay.
just a confession.
Mm-hmm.
But then I did an episode with Sudhir Mishra. Then I did an
Yeah.
episode with Abhishek Chaubey. Then I did an episode with Bijoy Nambia. And then I did an episode with Shaunak Sen. All 4 episodes are unreleased. And all 4 episodes are going to blow your mind. And you're going to be thankful that you subscribed to Chalchitra Talks. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
एवरी एपिसोड मैं इतना खतरनाक होता था. मैं ऊपर से स्टूडियो से करके आता था, नीचे विनायक सौरभ बैठे थे तो मैं कह रहा था जो एडिट हो रहा है बंद करवाओ, पहले से एडिट करवाओ.
Yeah.
और मैं आज नीचे आया, मैंने आज गाइस मैं लिटरली बोल रहा हूँ जो भी एडिट हो रहा है बंद करवाओ, पहले से एडिट करवाओ. सो
Nice.
एंड आई एम लाइक कि यार मैं बिकॉज I think we also know how to do conversations now, so we make the other person comfortable. Like Shaunak
Yeah.
also praised us a lot in the end. Ki he wasn't expecting कि इस level का discussion होगा, because
Yeah.
he was super impressed. He's like कि this was so refreshing for me.
Nice.
Okay. Someone commented. Okay, I will just ignore it. But like हम कहाँ थे वानी?
How Shaunak said had an amazing conversation.
Yeah, I have a friend in chat. So मैं और आपको एक दो चीजें लाइक recommend करने वाला था. Do you want to take a few recommendations?
Sure. Um, in March, while I'm going through my actual recommendations, I discovered how to um, install a washing machine. That's one, which is actually very basic. But then there was this YouTube channel that I discovered. It's called Connor Franta. Pretty nice guy, basically. But he made this video called 10 Years of Therapy in 10 Minutes, which I
Hmm.
absolutely loved. I basically fell in love with the channel also. Um, Connor Franta, CONNORFRANTA. He has about, I think, 5 million subs or something. But this was one of my favorite videos because he talks about everything he's learned in therapy for the past 10 years. He's been in therapy for 10 years. A, I can't imagine that consistency. B, he talks about everything. And there are so many relatable things because there is a point where he talks about how your nervous system will go back to choosing familiar things that are perhaps very unhealthy for you instead of choosing healthy relationships which are perhaps somewhat new to you, and it's entirely your, because you imagine nervous system to be very smart, right?
Hmm.
um, will take the right decisions, etc., etc. But then he points out every folly you've made. And in case if you are somebody who goes to therapy, I'd recommend you to watch it because it's very relatable. And if you're somebody who cannot afford therapy, I would recommend you to watch this anyway, because I think it's one of the few videos which I thought, hey, why did I not think of this? And I did not make a video about this. But amazing, amazing video. 10 years of therapy in 10 minutes. And his channel in general, Connor Franta's channel, is something that I genuinely like. There's this video called Lying to Myself, where he's
Hmm.
just sitting beach पे बैठा हुआ है mic पकड़ के, and he's just talking about this. I love his titles also. It's not you, it's your 20s. There's this video, I'm 30 years old. And he's come out as somebody who's, I think, homosexual. So he's talking about his straight days, etc., etc. It's just a channel that I really, really fell in love with because how open the conversations were, and how aware this guy is, Connor Franta. But I would recommend everyone to watch 10 Years of Therapy in 10 Minutes.
Amazing.
Absolutely beautiful video.
I'm
And
going to
there's
do it
something
the
about his
first.
videos. Yeah, I'm so sorry, but there's something about his videos that's very, very aesthetic.
I'm going to watch it the first thing after
Yeah.
discussion. Yeah.
That's
So
one recommendation that I have. Yeah.
नाइस. मैं एक और चीज़ रिकमेंड करना चाह रहा था. I have a lot of quotes and stuff, but I think वो थोड़ा we can save it for later. But क्योंकि I discovered a term called reverse role models because I have a
Okay.
lot of reverse role models. I keep
Okay.
telling some people about it. So I kind of stalk people a lot that I don't like, and I there are only two three people I do it for. I really stalk them like crazy because I think are incompetent in life and like so and who are not like that. So then I was watching this David Goggins episode with Chris Williamson. Here he said this thing. So a reverse role model is a person जिनकी आप पूरी life देखते हो कि अच्छा ये करता है ये करता है ये करता है and then you're like नहीं मेरे को इसमें से कुछ भी नहीं करना so and
Okay.
then you kind of decide कि मैंने सब देख लिया ये जो इंसान करता है but like I don't want to like remotely do what they represent.
Mhm. Okay.
And I have a few people in my life. मैं subconsciously ये list बचपन से ही वो रायन फ्रॉम ऑफिस के जैसे बना रहा था कि ये ऐसा कभी नहीं बनना मेरे को लाइफ में. So I learned this term. I've written this term, reverse role models. I've been watching a lot of Colin and Samir videos, and Vaani and I both like their new YouTube channel called Creator Support. So if you haven't subscribed to Creator Support, you guys really need to subscribe to it. As a creator, as a living human being, you learn so much about what it means to be an artist or creator.
Yeah.
And बहुत प्यारे episodes हैं उनके, and they have such a lovely vibe यार. अभी भी है. एक दिन हम कॉलिन एंड सामर को इस चैनल पे पक्का लेके आएंगे guys. मतलब करना ही है हमें जीवन
Yeah.
में. Yeah. Do you want to also mention anything, Vani?
I discovered this channel, थोड़ा conflict of interest हो जाएगा, but it's called Accented Cinema. I think the guy who runs this, he's half Canadian, half Korean.
अरे
I could be wrong,
कुछ
but
like conflict of interest नहीं है. We should always celebrate things
true.
like this.
There was this video that I saw, the importance of RRR. It's a video essay about RRR and
Oh.
why it's important. Now, when everyone was talking, it popped up in my feed when RRR actually won the Oscars for the soundtrack and everything. And until this episode, I was trying to get the hype of a lot of movies that have come out of Hindi film industry, of Indian film industry in general, and they were hyped and I just did not get them. I was a little confused, like, wait, like,
Hmm.
is there something wrong with me? And in fact, I felt the same initially for RRR. And then I
Hmm.
saw the video, and that gave me a whole new light and kind of a way to watch. I mean, I realized how one must watch Indian cinema in order to
Nice.
appreciate it.
Very
And
nice.
I think this is a video I would recommend to everyone who's like me, struggling. I'm sorry, he's half Chinese. I'm sorry. He's half Chinese, half Canadian. Um, and I just loved that video, The Beauty of RR. And he talks about, he goes into, he doesn't, it's not just the beauty of RR, it's the beauty of Indian cinema technically. But I think RR keyword bahut chal raha tha, isliye he used it. But nobody is disappointed. He goes into detail why RRR worked. And then he talks about the history of Indian cinema, how we started making films, what were the initial stories, where does our story culture come from. We've grown up listening to mythology. In fact, even before we started filming anything, stories that are talked about in Indian culture, a lot of folklore is related to heroes, panchtantra, but it's about morally right and morally incorrect things. And it's about the hero can do no wrong. The hero is, if not God, he's almost there. And that's why when you see the grandeur of a lot of things in Indian cinema, it suddenly makes sense. Why certain kinds of films, which you think, what's the atishokti ho rahi hai, it just makes sense all of a sudden. Like, okay. And I think the way he's just dissected Indian cinema, um, I think this is one of the best essays I've seen in Indian.
Very nice. And I loved how you explained it, dude. Like ऐसे बहुत प्यारा आपने articulation किया.
Yeah.
So
I think
this
it's
is
become one of my favorite YouTube channels, Accented Cinema.
nice. Amazing stuff. And I'm also going to like check this out. um, मैं एक और recommendation देना चाहता हूँ, and big shout out to our godfather Mukund for this. Mukund is
Yeah.
also a very dear friend of Vinay. So Mukund abhi was in Jaipur, and like Mukund ने मेरे को बोला था कि that he kind of wants to play a game called Catan, and we
Oh,
bought like Shasan for our studio recently.
yeah.
But जिस दिन शासन आया उस दिन मुकुंद ने कहा हम कटान खेलेंगे, and I played Catan, and I was like,
Okay.
it's a, this is the Kendall used the term, it's monopoly on steroids, and for me it was,
Mm.
this is tailor made for me. It's kind of like Age of Empires, the way I used to play in school. Like there is, you have to do trading of like ores, you have wood, and like food and stuff like that. You have to build roads and stuff. It's a very good game. And Catan also, like Rohan Joshi and like Sahil Shah are big Catan fans. So
Nice.
like I knew of Catan, but I say लोग बात करते थे, but now I've played it, and we are going to buy Catan also
This
for the
was that
studio.
Catan in the studio wasn't ours.
No, that was Mukund's. So
Ah.
Mukund's like particular. Ours is Shasan.
Got it, got it, got it.
हमारा
Nice.
भी अच्छा है like Catan को मैंने अभी
Mm.
5 stars मैंने दिए नहीं आए थे. Uh, I learned about this term, so I started using ChatGPT properly now, like this month. So Sam Altman said in the Lex Friedman, the things you search, the first search you do on ChatGPT reveals a lot about you. तो मेरी पहली search ये नहीं थी, but after for some searches I did, like is there a term for a person who really likes dim lights and like who doesn't like sunlight that as much as he likes like darkness and stuff? And like yes, ChatGPT said, oh yes, don't you know what a nyctophilia is? And then तो उसने हमको पूरी explanation दी. There is a term called NYCTophilia. So there is a term for preference of dim lights over bright sunlight, and it's called nyctophilia. It is a love or preference for darkness or night, and it's often associated with individuals who find comfort, relaxation, or inspiration in dimly lit environments. And I'm like, I found home. So I was like, so
You
there
know,
is a
one of the reasons why I'm struggling with my new room, I'm not able to sleep well in this house, is because there are dim, like The whole house is very has
I
amazing
had a,
lighting.
yeah, I wanted to give you a solution for this actually.
Yeah.
You should, because again I'll say it alug se, but yeah, you please continue with the story.
So the only problem I'm not able to sleep well is because I love windows. I grew up in Himachal. We have a lot of zameen because we are not very populated, and we
वानी
have
guys बहुत जमीन है guys
no, no,
like
zameen as in like we have a lot of space. We don't have
बहुत
apartments. We don't have apartments. We have like houses that are proper, like beautiful cottages with proper lawns and everything. So like ever since I've moved out of my house, I've struggled with the lack of having a proper green space and like small windows. This house, I kind of got it because of the windows, but I did not notice at the time of actually getting it that the windows in my room are blocked by wood because of the AC and the light system because that's east. And now I'm trying to get the windows. I'm going to call a
yeah.
carpenter soon and get
So
the blocked
yeah.
windows cut off.
वानी को बहुत बायर्स रिमोर्स हुआ था लाइक कि
I always have buyer's remorse. I make
he
terrible financial decisions and then I regret about them for the next day. I mean, for a day or so, and then I'm like, oh, take it, cool. But then I lost a 500 rupee book and I cried for a week.
yeah. Moving on, guys. I know Vani hasn't moved on, but we'll move on.
Yeah.
um, so I yeah, this is pretty much it. मेरे को लगता है I haven't done justice to. Oh, so there's a few articles that I want you guys to read. Like I was also telling Mani to read those. Ask Polly, someone I really like. So she has a article on her blog called "I don't want to end up as a crazy cat parent." It's actually in the support of ending up as a crazy cat
Yeah.
parent. कि दुनिया में अगर आपको कोई कह रहा है कि नहीं बनना, कह रहे बनो crazy cat parent, उसके बड़े फायदे हैं. And then she has a beautiful article on ghosting is bad for you. So ghosting is
Mm.
actually the new normal, right? Ki you just kind of stop doing it, right? So it's in matlab what it does to you mentally if you ghost someone. And
Okay.
ghosting is a term like I'm really interested, like a keyword and like a topic I'm really interested in. So ask Polly because मैंने पढ़ा था, like I really really liked.
Mm. Nice.
And there is a Banshees of Inisherin ka game that everyone should play.
Oh,
It's an
yes.
8-bit version that you should play on like your laptop or desktop. And yeah, and uh, yeah, and I'm also reading a new author. अगर आपने मेरा और वानी का Audible वाला वीडियो देखा है, I also mentioned there. I'm reading a
Yeah.
new by Eckhart Tolle, so it's very very nice. And by to end my segment, I want to quote say something. It's a quote by it's a line by Mary Oliver, and Vani will be proud. You know, I was reading
Mm.
Mary Oliver. So
Yeah.
it says the most regretful people on earth are those who felt the call to creative work, who felt their own creative power uh, a price, and gave it neither power nor time.
Mm.
So it like really, really like I really like this one. Um, so yeah, this is my my segment. Like Vani, do you want to add anything?
Mm. I think I also want to talk about two books. One was the Diary of Annis Nin. I don't know how to do it. Um,
I see her stuff on niche a lot.
yeah, she was actually. If you go on Wikipedia, what they say about her is she was a journalist, not a journalist, but like somebody who maintains journals, sort of like
Hmm.
a diarist. This is what they talk about her, and I
Is
think that
diarist a term?
I don't know, but like just to make sense of it.
Hmm.
And I started reading her diaries. I think I'm on the first volume only, and it's really really nice. I kind of tried to figure out uske baad ki uh, how many volumes of the diaries are, because I was like, okay, agar do teen hai main pad lungi, but there are like 6 to 7 volumes. I was like, no, not investing so much money as of now.
Yeah.
And then I started reading this book, Paddy Clark, ha ha ha. And I wanted to pick this book up
Yeah, yeah,
for
I remember
UK.
you had said you'll pick this, but I think availability की वजह से आपने नहीं pick.
Availability wasn't there. Its availability was like really shitty, and also the price. I think the book that was priced at 1500, that was available the very next day. The book that was actually under 700, the paperback, that would have come like 10 days from now or something like that. And I think that's one of the that's the only reason why I did not pick this book up. But then I would recommend it to everybody. I think it won the Booker in 1983 or something, but it's really really
Nice.
1993, I think it won the Booker. And it's actually about a 10-year-old boy and his relationship with his parents, schoolmates, and younger brother. So yeah,
Great. Yeah.
that's one recommendation that I have. um I also want to talk about this article that I came across, I think today, because I was very I I tend to get triggered by very wrong things in life. Ignorance is bliss, which is something I should learn. But I've always struggled. So we filmed a video recently where I reviewed um, something on Kitabi Cabins. It's a follow-up episode for pencils to pencils. And then I realized in that episode that I've always hated ballpoint pens. And then
Mm,
because for some reason the handwriting doesn't come out well. And it's not very easy to write with because the school that I went to, ballpoint pens were a no-no. You used to write with pencil until class 5, and in 5 you were allowed to use ink pens. And I think that went on until class 6, and then you could use gel pens or but ballpoints were always a no no no. And even when I went into college, I used to hate using ballpoint pens. Or I would get something that would actually, I would practice it a lot. Um, I would use the pens that I would buy before I would buy them to ensure the handwriting. And then I've discovered this article. Sorry for making it so long. Um, I read 4 articles on this. They go the death of the cursive, the death of handwriting, how the ballpoint pen killed cursive, and then you have what killed penmanship. And actually talks about how ballpoint pens really killed the cursive handwriting, and
okay.
how, or like, how did we stop writing cursive? Because now people do not have admirable handwritings,
Mm,
and
mm.
you actually go into detail why they do not. I think I have a decent handwriting, but it's getting worse by the day. And then this morning, I discovered this article called "What Killed Penmanship," and I think it's about letter writing or so.
Wow.
But it was an article that was available on New York Times, and I do not have the subscription. And then I discovered this website called archive.is, which actually allows you to search for any article that you're looking for. And if somebody is kind enough, you will also be able to access paid articles there.
Wow.
So
Lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm going to read all these articles. Someone had written, Amir Khan had written, पेन से कौन लिखता है मैं तो खून से लिखता हूँ.
really?
Yeah.
Because I thought like Amir Khan is a joke, but then I thought like Shah Rukh Khan should be writing it, no? Because
Yeah.
Kiran.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Puneet is saying, I love you guys. I watched Chalchitra while playing chess. Best mixture. I watched all live videos. Please read Brothers
Karamazov.
Karamazov. I
It
think
should be
Karamazov.
Zov. Yeah.
Karamazov. It's awesome. This channel is therapy. Yeah. And
Oh, nice, sweet.
but yeah, this is great, guys. And we are trying to show up every month with this. And like बहुत सारी अप्रैल में बहुत सारी अमेजिंग चीजें लाइंड अप है. आप लोगों को मजा आ जाएगा.
Are we done
और
with the stream, kya? Are
do
we
you
done with
have
the
a recommendation?
recommendations? Oh, I have like a few more recommendations.
Yeah, do you want to do a speed run? Because I have to like quickly. Yeah.
You have to. Oh,
Hmm.
oh, okay. No problem. I think like I just like have a very
Yeah, please
um
speed run करते हैं.
cool. I mean, I have a video that I want to recommend. It's called "The Full Story of Mark Rober," um, which is an episode with Colin and Samir. I think it's amazing. Um, and then I think I finally watched a Wednesday, which was nice. But then I also watched Cars again. No, I think like I'm done mostly. I think Cars is really nice. I got very excited because I realized, okay, how many F1 drivers actually lent their voice to it. And then I saw this Korean TV show. I saw this because I wasn't feeling well and I did not want to watch something heavy. And I've realized Korean TV shows are the best. It's just romance is extremely shitty. But then I saw this TV show series, which I think for the first time was bearable. There are bits where it gets a little extreme, but then it's very bearable, and I liked it in general. It's called Dodo Soul Soul Lala Soul. Whatever. It's very difficult name, sorry. But it's a nice TV show. If you're looking for something um, light hearted watch, I think it's a decent enough TV show. And apart from that, I just have one recommendation. Um, um, um. Oh, we saw this set of videos in the Chalchitra studio this time when I was there. How fake blood is made and how bleeding prosthetics are created for movies and TVs. I think there are videos by Insider, but they are absolutely beautiful.
वानी की इन पे शॉर्ट्स भी आने वाले
Oh yes, I'm going to make shots on this.
हैं.
Um, Apart from that, I saw a few old Hindi movies, but like it's all okay. It's nothing like Discovery. But yeah,
Yeah, and this was amazing, Vani. I loved your energy, like when आपने सारा ये जो बताया. I like the non-defensive Vani a lot. And yeah, so बहुत सही recommendations थी ये. And lovely stuff. Do you and guys a little life पढ़ो. I'm loving all the book club में जो भी discussions हो रहे हैं little life को लेके. And I think it's kind of a book जो मेरे zone की है because it's
the
sad, it's depressing.
oh, it's very depressing and trigger warning. Are we talking about a book a month now? Because I got stuck for a second. Sorry.
A little life की बात कर रहे हैं.
Yeah, there's a trigger warning. It has physical and sexual assault. So it's
मैंने
going to be
मेरे जोन की इसलिए
extreme,
बोला
but
था because I think I like sad things.
yeah,
मतलब someone
it's
wrote
not.
in
It's
the
a
book
lot about
club, it's
mental
like
health.
someone wrote in the book club, it's like grave of fireflies, and I'm like I have to read
Yeah,
it.
and I was like, oh, because yesterday after the stream, I thought there were like a few comments which were not very encouraging, and then this morning everyone was suddenly like, oh, cool. And I was like, thank. I was like,
Nice.
okay, this is nice, but okay.
Amazing. This was great, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Please read A Little Life. वानी की जो बुक का मंथ है की जो पिक है. डू लाइक द लाइक वीडियो. प्लीज पक्का लाइक करना. किताबी कैबिन is about to hit 10,000 subscribers. Go and like subscribe
Yeah,
to
please
किताबी कैबिन.
subscribe.
10,000 सब्सक्राइबर पे वानी इतनी बड़ी पार्टी थ्रो करेगी ना गाइस.
I told
चंडीगढ़ में
them it. I told them I'll do a kitchen, like a live stream, but like we'll do a dinner stream of sorts, and I'll have a guest also. So
yeah.
बहुत बड़े बड़े वादे कर दिए हमने.
Yeah. But this is great, guys, and I will take your leave. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. If you watched till here, वानी ने सुबह like कोई हैशटैग बताना चाहोगे आप?
This morning's hard.
बेसन का चीला.
Yeah, sure.
कुछ बेसन के चीला से
मूंग दाल
रिलेटेड.
का चिला.
आपने मूंग दाल का चीला बनाया था?
No, this is what they asked me to make in like the next week's stream. Our menu is planned.
Uh, so
Uh,
tell us here what you want to see Vani cook in her next stream. ठीक है?
yeah. Please
And
make
like
sure it's edible.
yeah. We don't
And the
support.
comment that gets the most likes, yeah, we'll.
One is like मैं बनाऊंगी तो अपने मन का ही but हाँ कर देना. Like what?
Likes के लिए.
Yeah.
I'll send my
चलो
slate
guys.
also.
Yeah. चलो guys. Nice. And thank you, Vani. This was amazing. Bye everyone. Bye.
Bye everyone.